Hey guys, this is the first video on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy. At here, you see the title of the video. Today we are doing a Shining Sarcophagus deck list. It is the first video of the channel, so I'm excited to do this Yu-Gi-Oh journey. We will go ahead and hop right into it. The Shining Sarcophagus deck consists of cards and monsters Yugi used in his fated duel against the Pharaoh and the Yu-Gi-Oh anime and manga. Konami did their best to make it its own thing, and I really do enjoy using the deck at my local tournaments. And now let's hop right in. The first card that we will be playing is Yugiohtcg, the Dragon of Destruction. We are going to run him at 2 copies. This card is awesome. Essentially, if you have Shining Sarcophagus on the field, you can activate his effect from the hand, allows you to special summon itself, and then you can activate his effect, paying half your life points, destroy as many cards on the field as possible, and then you banish them. This card gains 300 attack for every card banished, and then if this card does do that, you're able to special summon a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus from your deck, and then the card gains levels corresponding to how many cards was destroyed by his effect. So you can search for like Silent Magician 0 or Silent Swordsman, and they're gonna get attack buffs because depending on their level, the stronger they are. So Gandor will be ran at 2. That's a really cool way to do it. Next up, we have the trusted Dark Magician. Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic. This card is really cool. Just like Gandora, you can special summon this card from your hand if you have Shining Sarcophagus on the field. And essentially, if this card does get destroyed by battle, you are able to summon it back, which is really nice. And if you do that, you can set 1 spell or trap that mentions Dark Magician from your deck to the field. And then this card also is treated as Dark Magician if he is on the field. So you can really use this card in like Dark Magician decks and do some really cool plays, which is really nice. Next up, we are running 2 copies of Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice. This card is really cool. It allows you to search into Shining Sarcophagus when it's normal or special summon. Also, you can special summon the card by just discarding 1 card. So it is a card that's really easy to get on the field. It allows you to find your main engine card, and the card also does gain 300 attack for every monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus in the graveyard. So Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice is a really great card for this deck. Next up, we are playing Dimension Shifter. We all love this card. It is limited to 1, so we'll be playing 1, obviously, unless we're cheating, which we won't do. But this card's really insane. If you do draw it first, this is the go-to card. If you have no cards in your graveyard, you activate his effect, discard it from your hand, and then until the next turn, until the end of the next turn, all cards sent to the graveyard are banished instead. So this card is really nice. Allows you to lock some decks, floodgate them. Next up, we will be playing 2 copies of Silent Magician 0. This card is another great addition. This card, essentially, if it's on the field and you have Shining Sarcophagus, your opponent activates a spell card, you can negate it the first time. What's really cool too is this card gains 500 attack for every card that your opponent draws. So what I like to do is I like to pair this up with a card that I will later go over later in the deck list with you guys, and this card can be really strong late in the duel. Next up, we are playing a single copy of Silent Swordsman 0. This card is, he's something. We're only playing 1 copy, although this card's cool because when the card is on the field, and if your opponent targets any of your cards and you have a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus on the field, which this card counts, and then Shining Sarcophagus, you can negate that target with his effect. And if you do so, this card gains 500 attack, increasing his level by 1. So it's really nice. Next up, we are going to play a trio of gadgets. We're going to play 3 gadget trios. This card is the main staple in deck, probably the most important card, because essentially, if you have this card, you can normal or special summon it. If it is normal or special summon it, you're able to add one spell or trap from your deck to your hand that mentions Shining Sarcophagus. So usually many people will use this card to get Shining Sarcophagus if they don't already have it in their hand, or you'll set up your other spell and trap plays with this deck. It's really important and allows you to get in your combos the most efficient way. Next up, we are gonna play 2 copies of More Marshmallow. This card is really cool. Essentially, you can special summon this card on your opponent's turn. If an effect activates, you're able to special summon this card, which is really nice. And then if this card is on the field and you have other monsters that mention Shining Sarcophagus or just Shining Sarcophagus on the field, your opponent has to attack this card. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, which is really nice. And if this card is destroyed by card effects, effect triggers in the graveyard, and you're able to special summon another More Marshmallow, either from your banishment zone, the deck, or the graveyard, which is really cool. That's More Marshmallow. And then your opponent takes 1,000 damage if they do, so it's really cool. You're able to, you need chip damage, you get a lot of damage with Gandora, and you can do damage to your opponent by that, which is really cool. Next up, we are playing 1 copy of Mulcharmy Fualos. We all know what this card does. Really allows you to get cards in your hand if your opponent's doing really a lot, help you stay in the game. We will then play 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We all know what this card does. Allows you to disrupt your opponent, stop them from adding cards or special summoning monsters. So it's really cool. And then we're also gonna play 1 copy of Droll and Lockbird. We all know what Droll does. It's so important. Modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Allows you to stop your opponent from drawing any more cards if they already did in the turn. So now we're gonna move on to the spell cards. The spell cards, we are gonna start off with 3 copies of Shining Sarcophagus. This is the main spell card of the deck. This card's activated. You can choose to activate it and search your deck for cards that mention Shining Sarcophagus, so it is really important. The card is a continuous spell and not a field spell. I know some people get that mixed up. They'll think it's a field spell, but no, it's a continuous spell, which is really cool. It also has an added effective. If your opponent does special summon a monster from the graveyard, this card's on the field, you can activate its effect to discard 1 card and then send that card back to the graveyard, which is really cool. Next up, we're playing 3 copies of the good old Future Silence. Future Silence face value allows you to add a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus from your deck to your hand. But this card also has an added effect if you activate this card in the battle phase, because it's a quick play spell. You and your opponent must draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. If you already have 6 cards in your hand, it doesn't work. So you have to make sure if you do it during the battle phase that you have everything set beforehand. You get to the battle phase and you use this card, and then you draw into your opponent draw into 6 cards. It can be high risk. It's a high risk, high reward card because you're giving your opponent card advantage. But if you have Silent Magician 0 on the field and you use this card, your opponent draws 6 cards. You can hear the airplanes in the background. Sorry about that. But essentially, you do have Silent Magician on the field, and you use this card. Your opponent draws 6 cards. You're talking about, that's like 3K attack added on to your Silent Magician, and that's not even counting what it already has. So I would like to do that. I would do that late game a lot to win games. Like I said, I can give my opponent the draw, but usually they can't do anything unless they somehow pull an imperm me, but that rarely happens in that scenario, and you can just tap for game. I've had in games where my Silent Magician 0 has gotten like 9K attack. It's really crazy. Next up, we're gonna go for Turn Silence. This card's are really cool. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, increase its level by 3. But if you activate this card in response to opponent's monster effect activation while you control Shining Sarcophagus and the monster that mentions it, you can negate the activation. And then when this card is in the graveyard and your opponent battles a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus, you can immediately end the battle phase. I've done it a lot and won so many duels just because I was able to stop my opponent from doing anything to me. And then we're gonna play 2 copies of Dimension Fisher. This card is really nice. Any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Another continuous spell. It really, this card can also floodgate your opponent. If they're playing like any of the meta decks like Yugiohtcg or Branded, they essentially can't play because they can't really make their graveyard plays that those decks heavily rely on. Next up, we were playing 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. This is just a way to get card advantage. Essentially, you can banish 3 or 6 cards from your graveyard, and then you can draw 1 card for every 3 cards banished. So I usually just pick 6. The extra deck in this deck isn't really needed. This deck heavily relies on the main deck monsters to win games, which is really nice. Next up, we're playing 1 copy of Ties That Bind. If you control Shining Sarcophagus and a monster that mentions it, you can special summon up to 2 level 4 or lower monsters that mention Shining Sarcophagus from your deck straight up to the field. I like to target Silent Swordsman and Silent Magician 0, so I can set up my plays because that gives me a spell negate and then anti-target negate, which is really awesome. Next up, we are playing 1 copy of Triple Tactics Thrust. Yeah, I have the Chronicles art on here. I really love this card. This card essentially is a way to make your opponent pay for activating an effect during your turn, because you were able to set, you know, a spell, a normal spell or trap from your deck, and then you can add it to your hand or on the field depending on what happens. So it's really great. I am next playing 1 copy of Dark Ruler No More. This is the most anti-boss monster spell card in the game. It allows you to just negate effects. I like to use this card before I set up my Gandora play. If there is something on the field that can get in the way of stopping Gandora, if I do happen to have this card, I can actually go and get the negate. So that's really awesome when that does happen. And then I am also playing 1 copy of Stronghold of the Hidden Fortress. This card is really cool because I'm playing 3 copies of Gadget Trio, and Gadget essentially at some point in the duel is probably going to get destroyed. When you, for the longest time, I didn't play this card in the deck, and I just realized because Gadget Trio is so important in the deck, there's so many times where Gadget Trio will get destroyed and I don't get any benefit from it, you know? So I was like, I just gotta play 1 copy of this card, right? It's a trap card. So obviously, depending on, you don't really want to draw this card in your opening hand, but this card is great because it gains, you know, 1,000 attack for each Shining Sarcophagus. So the spell card, any monster on the field that mentions it. So this card can be really strong late in game. Next up, we're playing 1 Dark Magic Mirror Force. This card is an insane trap card. When your opponent essentially declares an attack or an effect that activated that would destroy a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus, this card destroys all attack position monsters your opponent controls. And then if you have Dark Magician on the field, essentially what happens is your opponent will take 500 damage for every card that got destroyed by this effect. So that's really nice. It's just a way to get damage on your opponent pretty quickly. Also, you destroy their monsters, so it's really hard. Alternate card, if you don't want to play this, you can play Secrets of Dark Magic, which I do play in the side deck, which we will eventually get to. And then next up, I'm playing 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. This might just be the best hand trap in the game. We all know how great this card is. It's a must for the deck. And then we're playing There Can Only Be One. This card's great for this deck because we play a lot of monsters of different types, so it's never really gonna hurt us like it will hit many of the decks out there today. Now let's hop on to the extra deck. The extra deck, like I said before, it's not as important in this deck, so we're just gonna get through it very quickly. We are playing 1 copy of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. If you do choose to use Secrets of Dark Magic, you can get Dragoon out, so that's really cool. We are gonna play the Draglubion package. So we're gonna play number 100 Numeron Dragon, because if you use Draglubion's effect, number 97's effect, to special summon a Xyz Dragon Monster, number Dragon Monster from your extra deck, you can get Numeron Dragon, and Numeron Dragon's effect allows it to gain 9,000 attack, essentially because Draglubion and Numeron Dragon count as 9 ranks on the field, and Numeron Dragon can attack for 9,000 attack. And then just for the material card for Numeron Dragon, I run Photon Neo in 62, so allows me to essentially, if for whatever reason my Gandora strategy isn't working, I have that in the back of my hand. And then if you're wondering how the heck do I get 2 level 8s for Draglubion, well, Turn Silence allows you to manipulate levels. Also, Silent Swordsmen, Silent Magicians, their levels will fluctuate throughout the game. So then we're also playing number 41, Baguska. This card is really great. It allows you to essentially stall for a few turns, negate monster effects, and then hopefully you can make your Gandora plays. Next up, we were playing Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World. This card is really cool. Requires 4 effect monsters. You can use one of your opponent's monsters if you do link summon this card, which is really great. But like I said, you really won't see this. And then we are playing a Mech Knight Crusader. He's just here for fodder, but he has a really good effect. 2 monster special summon from the extra deck. Like I said, you're really not going to see that, but whatever reason. We are going to play some of the Charmers. We have Asa. This card's great. Like if I still have it in my extra deck and I'm playing like Yugiohtcg, use this to take their Earth Fusion monster from them. And then Lena. You never know we're going to be playing Blue Eyes, and this card's great for that. Then we are playing Dark. You probably see more Dark types in the game than any other card. So here we have Dark, the Dark Charmer. Next up, we have Access Code Talker. This card is amazing late in games. It can flat out just win you duels. We have Nightmare Unicorn. Just get rid of stuff on the field. And then we also playing a good old Nightmare Phoenix. Allows you to destroy spell cards on the field, spell and traps by just discarding, which is really nice. I love this card. And then we gotta be playing the most important cards. 2 most important cards in this deck are probably gonna be IP Masquerena and SP Little Knight. You're probably gonna see these 2 cards essentially more than any other card in your extra deck, unless for whatever reason they get banished via Pot of Extravagance. So hopefully they're still there, but they could be banished. That's it for the main and the extra deck. Now we're just gonna speed right through some side deck options that I really enjoy using. First up, I do have 2 Nips here. There's just so many decks nowadays that revolves around your opponent summoning multiple monsters in a turn, up to 5 really. You see it a lot in many decks. You're talking about Branded, Draco Tail, Mitsurugi. I can keep on going. Someone's playing Elemental Heroes. I played a guy that played Ear Heroes locals this past weekend, and it was crazy. Talk about 20-minute turns of just special summoning. I am playing 1 copy of Archfiend's Advent. This card can be searched via Shining Sarcophagus. It is in the archetype. If this card's on the field, all cards all monsters that mention Sarcophagus gain 500 attack. And this card is normal special summon. You're able to take control of 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field, so this card's really great. We do have another Droll and Lockbird. Droll and Lockbird, you already know what it does. I already explained it. We do have Secrets of Dark Magic. If you do want to, you do opt into using Dragoon. And then we're playing 3 copies of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This card's a Floodgate. It's because you can search your monsters, and you play, there's enough spellcasters in this deck to where you can actually play this card effectively and not have to worry about not being able to use a spell card, which is really nice. We do have 2 more copies of Dark Ruler No More. And then because we don't use the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Ultimate Slayer. This card is nice. It allows you to put a card in your from your extra deck, send it to the graveyard, and then essentially you can just remove from play. You can remove a card on the field and destroy it. Yeah, so, well, it doesn't even destroy it, shuffles it into the deck. So Ultimate Slayer at 2. We have another Dimensional Fissure. Like you can run it at 3. Like if you feel like you're not seeing it enough, just put it in the main deck. We have another in the side deck. And then we have, of course, 2 copies of Evenly Matched to finish these out. This card's honestly ridiculous. I'm not the biggest fan of cards that can just, a single card that can just change the tides of the game, but there it is, Evenly Matched. well, that is it. That is the Shining Sarcophagus deck list, deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Really, this deck is awesome. It's really had me really enjoy playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I really love everything this deck does. Obviously, there's things that can be better. I'm excited for potential more support that could potentially come its way. But I hope you guys enjoyed the deck list. We're gonna use this deck and test it out. Have some really cool duels. Anyways, I'll see you guys around. Take care.